Natalie's calling from Toronto. Go ahead, please.
So much for taking my call, Mr.
Pleasure.
Burrows. I'd like to have your opinion about Nvidia. I've been discouraged from purchasing it since it's gone up so much, but I'd like to know if you would buy it at this price, and would you hold it for a very long term? So thank you very much for taking my call.
Great. Natalie, great to hear from you. Nvidia is a name that we've spent lots of time talking about over the last few years. This is a core holding at Barometer. We do have probably our biggest weight sector-wise in our equity portfolios would be technology. And we've always found that when you get a theme that gets into gear for good reason, long-term secular changes, they can go a long way. So Nvidia really is right at the heart of autonomous driving and machine learning, artificial intelligence, and looks as though it is the leader in the semiconductor group. Now, semis have had a great move over the last 4 or 5 months, and in fact, over the last 2 years. They've come a long way. Having said that, it is leadership in the market. So we own Nvidia, we own Avago, we own a number of others. You have to pick your point where you would exit, and I suggest using stop losses as opposed to trying to pick a top, because as long as this market continues to behave well, and we think it looks quite good right now, Nvidia should continue to perform well. So I would continue to buy the stock here. Just pick your point below your entry where you would say, uncle, and the difference between current price and that price should be your risk budget. And if you use it up, you use it up. So you manage your downside and then hold on to your winners.
What about selling discipline? Would you have a standing order to sell if it gets to a certain point?
So we use stop losses on all of our positions, and we fortunately have a trading desk that can manage those. Identifying a price below the price you paid is always a good idea. You can use a mechanical stop. I would always put some kind of limitation as to how far below that stop you would be willing to trade it if there was some kind of break in liquidity. But I have found over time, stops certainly aren't perfect, but you should never let a little mistake turn into a big one.
Okay, that's a good rule in life. Okay, Don calling from Ottawa. Go ahead, Don.
Thanks, Andrew. David, can I have your comments on AltaGas? Specifically, I guess, the safety of the payout. Thanks very much.
Sure. Okay, this one's been under pressure.
Yeah, it has been under pressure. And so let's talk the group to start with. This is obviously the least sensitive group to the price of energy, the infrastructure companies. AltaGas fitting in that group. I was actually talking this morning with our group at the office and over the last week or so, because while energy has been weakening over the last few weeks, the energy infrastructure names have been hanging in quite well, like Pembina and Keyera. In the U.S., many of the MLPs, which are energy infrastructure, have really come under pressure in the last 2 weeks. And so it's starting with the weakest and works its way up. And I would say AltaGas is not the strongest name in the Canadian market. So as for the dividend, dividend obviously can change. It's got a 7% yield. I don't think I'd be betting on that. If price of oil continues to be weak, price of gas continues to be weak, it could be tough. So I just think you've got some headwinds, you've got a tough sector and a weaker name within the sector. I think there's better places to be.
Apparently, two things that are going on. They're planning this big U.S. acquisition. They're going to load up on debt, and they're going to become more of a utility stock, and they tend to get lower valuations than the mid-market.
That's right.
We have an email here from James, wants to know about Johnson & Johnson. Should I buy, hold, or sell?
Okay. If there's 5 key groups in this market we're in right now, healthcare is right in the center and at the top. So within healthcare, we really like devices and equipment. We really like healthcare services, and we like biotech. So biotech, the most recent to join the party. J&J fits right in the middle of all of that. We own J&J. It's one of our core holdings, and I think that it's a great company to hold in this market. You're going to get a strong growing dividend yield, and you've got good strong earnings, and you've got a tailwind from the sector. And certainly if you get some healthcare reform in the U.S., it's likely to be helpful to the group.
Okay, we're going to be right back with David Burrows, President and Chief Investment Strategist at Barometer Capital Management. The topic today, North American large caps, 1-855-326-6266.